Hello, sweet ones, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Let's take a big deep breath and really sink into this sacred space together. Breathing in and out as you surrender to this moment and any messages you might receive here today. I'm so grateful for you. I have so much love in my heart in this moment. I was literally giddy as I came to sit in the seat and record this session. I truly see this role of speaking and being and writing in all the ways that I get to show up as an honor and a privilege and a service to humanity. And I'm just so grateful that you take the time out of your day to listen and be here with me. Oh, before we get into the magic today, I want to share with you again. I am starting Alignment, my 7 week mini container where we journey through the chakras, navigating through your unique energy blueprint together as a collective. I have taught this course in many forms over the last decade. This will be the last time I teach it live, and after that, it will be beautifully packaged to be um, sold as recordings, all donation based, of course. And I just really love for you to join me for this last live experience. It means a lot to me. I'm shifting a lot in terms of what my role is and how I show up in what the Western world would call a career, I guess, for me, my passion, my purpose, my way of being. And so this might just be the last group course I teach live for quite some time now. You can find out all the information below wherever you're listening to this. I'd love for you to join us. We start August 7th at 9 a.m. MST. If you can't make any of the sessions live, they will be recorded. So I hope to see you there. Welcome to Monday, this beautiful new week we have before us. I don't know about you, but since this really big shift we went through over the last couple weeks, I have been so conscious of the words that I'm speaking, of the vibrations that I'm residing in, of the frequency that I embody. It's been really, really beautiful. And like we talked about last week, it's required this sense of dedication and consistency. It's been really cool because I haven't really had to try to show up. I haven't at all had to try to like speak these positive words into my mind or have this more positive vibration. It's been very natural. And if it hasn't been for you, all I suggest is finding a routine. There are so many ways that you can wake up in the morning and immediately decide what thoughts you're thinking and intentions you're being in. And speaking of that, actually, I have some really exciting news. I put out my very first track on the music platforms of spoken word affirmations. I'll put them below here too. This is really big for me because my entire life, since I can remember, I've wanted my voice to be heard. I knew that I was meant to be heard through my voice, through my spoken word, whatever it may be. I was one of those kids that would put on those shows for their parents and sing for the world, and it got shut down. I let it get shut down with just fears, insecurities, whatever, when I was like 12 years old. And I've been really called to use my voice, and that the power of the resonance in my voice can be so activating. And so stay tuned because there is a new path forming ahead of me that I'm so excited to walk down and so excited to share with you. And this is actually a very common thing for so many right now. Those of you who have been very conscious and awake for a while, you might be feeling a massive identity shift, a massive reroute by the universe. Your calling is shifting. Everything feels new, and things are really changing at a very rapid rate. And so, I encourage you to follow the nudges. When our intuition, our higher self nudges us in a new direction, we get to answer that call. And actually, when we don't, we actually spend time thinking about it, maybe even worrying about it. It keeps popping up in our field, and that can be leaky energy. So, follow Mel Robbins' 5 4 3 2 1 rule and let yourself take action in the direction of your dreams and these little inspirational nudges you have. I think you'll find a lot of magic unfolding. And I want you to remember there doesn't have to be a lag in your manifestations when you choose something, when you decide something. Remember last week we talked about I'm simply deciding, fill in the blank. There doesn't have to be a lag. It's only your ego and programming that tell you that getting a certain amount of wealth or shifting in your career or welcoming in a new relationship or getting healthy has to take a certain amount of time. We can instantaneously receive these shifts in our waking reality because remember, we are the creators. We are source consciousness. We are the ones creating these projections out into the world, and it's all about how we perceive them. I know for me, a lot of this timeline shift has been the result of the thoughts and beliefs that I hold. I can see very clearly the way that the things I've been saying, envisioning, the thoughts I've been having in my mind, the actions I've been taking for the last decade has led up to this moment right now. And it's in honoring the cycles where you are currently that create more of what you truly desire. We went through a big shift this last couple of weeks, and I said before, like, this is decades worth of things coming up. And if you're anything like me, which I know you are, because not only are we one, but we're on this collective journey together, it's felt like you've lived 1,000 different lifetimes in this one body. Like looking back at your life, probably even hard to recognize some of the versions of you. And also recognizing that the life you're leading now is the life you might have once wished for. I had this really cool call back into just reviewing my life. I reconnected with an old friend over the weekend, and I've known this fella for since I was 12 years old. And we've come in and out of each other's lives and just kind of flowed with whoever we were at that moment. But it really got me thinking, like, this particular human has known so many different versions of me, has experienced so many different versions of me. And it really just reminded me of how we're constantly evolving. And some things stay the same, right? Like, this was a familiar face that I've seen over 20 years. And there are things that stay familiar, that stay the same, that are in this current waking reality. And there's so much that evolves. And we often lose track of the evolution because we're so enamored in getting to the next place. We're wondering what else is possible instead of really taking a moment to reflect on the evolution of our soul and really sinking into gratitude for all that we've become. And you didn't get here. You didn't get to this place of even just regardless of where you're at in your life, you're choosing to sit here and listen to a high vibrational being speak into this session, talking about spirituality and evolution and embodiment and healing. In this moment right now, that's how you're choosing to invest your time. I'm taking that to mean that you've been on this healing journey, this personal development journey, this choosing yourself journey for quite some time. And it is not easy. It is not easy to choose yourself over and over again. And the fact that you had to heal, that you had things to overcome, that you had things to transform also mean that you've been hurt, that you haven't been shown up for in the ways that you've deserved, that your heart's been broken by life. And you're sitting here and you're choosing this peace in this moment and this beauty in this moment and this connection to share this sacred space with me in this moment. And I'm so proud of you for it. And I don't think we tell ourselves that enough. I had so many heartbreaking, in a good way, like heart stretching, heart opening experience this last week. Um, I'll share one or two. My daughter and I were at the gym and we were working out. And I remember looking at her. And this happens so much with my kids, but in this particular moment, it really got me. I remember looking at her and thinking, she is so strong. And I looked at her and I told her, and I said, you're so strong. I'm so proud of you for choosing to show up for yourself in this way. And, she received it. She said, thank you. She went back to listening to her music and working out. And I just broke down on the machine that I was on. I just started crying because I felt my own inner child. All the ways she longed for someone to say, I'm proud of you. You're so strong. You're doing really well. And a lifetime of parenting my kids the way that I wished I was parented, the way that I wished I was loved, the way that I wished I was shown up for. And also the fact that I was able to not only recognize that, but receive it from myself. And I breathed into that moment. I didn't wipe away my tears. I let them pour, and I told myself over and over again, I'm proud of you. You're doing amazing work. I'm celebrating you. And I was able to receive that from myself. And it just reminded me of the sacredness of this work and how this showing up for ourselves and speaking kindness into our own hearts and reparenting ourselves, the rest of the world doesn't see the way that you're showing up. And there's no validation in most of these moments, which is a powerful thing, because when you get to validate yourself and sink into that knowing, it's like this warm hug from the universe, like your higher consciousness is just coming through, standing within you, being with you. And I want to encourage you today to give yourself some credit, to validate your journey, to be in awe of the way that you have shown up for yourself again and again and again, even when life didn't go the way you thought it would, because we got here. And this is the good part. Everything is shifting in a positive direction. I feel it in my bones. The world is collectively shifting. Higher timelines are being born. We are now walking and living and being in our highest self here in these bodies. You made it. And I am so proud of you. Let's just sit here in silence for a moment. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Breathe deep. Feel your higher self within you now, like the sun shining down on you, warming your entire being. Feel it within you. And just sit in gratitude for all the ways you've shown up for yourself. Mm. It's like a warm hug from the universe. It's so good. So, before I went on my little rampage, what I really wanted to share with you today was the power of the morning and the way that you start your day. And so, regardless of whether you're out, whether you're giddy for life and so excited about all that's to come, or maybe you're still in the integration and shifting process where things still feel a little bit heavy, remember that it's all perfect. You're worthy through it all. And I want you to hear this. The way that you begin your day ripples throughout the rest of it. And the more intentionality and conscious pauses you have throughout your day to come back to those heart centered intentions you set as you arise can change everything. So, I'm going to share with you what I do to start my day. And I want you to notice what ideas or inspirations pop up for you that might feel good. So, I wake up in the morning and very first thing I do is I place my hands on my body and I say, thank you. And I sink into gratitude first thing. And I repeat some affirmations. I do have sticky notes on my bed that remind me of these things, but at this point, they're just so ingrained into me. I say, I am love. I am peace. I am wealth. I am calm. I am a magnet for miracles, and I am here to serve humanity with an open heart. Miracles are constantly happening for and through me, and I am so excited for the incredible, amazing things that will unfold for me in the next 24 hours. And I really feel it, and I'm sure you could feel in my energy. It still chokes me up. I've said this for years, every single morning, and still every time I feel it so deep in my soul. And so for you, find the words that are really going to inspire you and break you open for the day. And then I breathe and I stretch in gratitude for my body. I find that for me, slow mornings are key. So I always wake up in time to go nice and slow. I've figured out the right supplements that I need as I arise. And so I drink a cold glass of lemon water as I sit out in nature. Lately, I've been waking up super early, so it's still dark but warm here. And so I'm listening to a lot of crickets and birds beginning to wake up. And then I go into some form of movement. Lately, I've been going to the gym and doing my movement there. And then I come home and I sit out in the sun and I commune with God, the God around me, within all living beings. And I let the sun warm my body as I drink more water and I eat my protein chia seed pudding. Now, all the supplements and foods I eat are I've chosen based on how my body responds and what my body desires. And it's clean, whole, organic foods. So be mindful about, and we'll talk in a minute about how you can figure out what is best for you. And then I go shower and cleanse, and the whole time I am saying affirmations. The last 3 mornings I've been listening to my own I Am Abundance track. and I'm listening to affirmations and I'm speaking them and I'm feeling super connected and grounded. And as I breathe and clean and put on my clothes for the day, I'm embodying this. Depending on the day, I make my daughter's lunch and she goes off to work, but a lot of days my kids are sleeping in, and so the house is still quiet and peaceful. And then I come down into my office where I record things like this and do some writing and some work and meet with clients. And throughout the day, between clients, between recordings, I'm taking mindful pauses. For me in the summer, it's really important to me to be in the sun and in nature as often as possible. So I'm walking into my backyard and I'm sitting in the sun. On my lunch break, I'll go for a 10-minute walk. Anytime I am not feeling my consciousness, I am not aware and present, I pause whatever I'm doing and I go outside and I remind myself of what I am and that I'm here to serve and to open my heart. And whether you work a 9 to 5 or you work from home or you're a stay at home parent or whatever your life looks like right now, there are ways to incorporate slowness and ease and conscious pauses throughout your day that are going to allow you to return to that higher state of consciousness. It doesn't all have to come at once, it can come through baby steps. For me, my journey started with affirmations and then gratitude and then eating healthy and figuring out my foods and then physical movement. And it's only been this last year that I've been able to incorporate all of them into every day of my life. And so be gentle and compassionate and filled with grace as you choose these patterns and habits that are going to support you. And so when it comes to choosing what's going to support you, I am all about collecting data. And so, what I do and have always done is I keep a log of experiences and how I feel after them. So, foods I eat and how I feel after them, and people I interact with and how I feel after, sleep patterns and how I feel throughout the day, different exercises and how I feel after. I write this all down in journals throughout my day. You can do it however you want, whether it's notes in your phone or keeping a mental record and just noticing. I do think that writing it down is really key, especially in the beginning, because it really allows you to see certain patterns. When maybe eating certain foods and you always feel bloated or low energy after, or certain maybe eating at a certain time of day makes you feel tired. These things come up, and also different relationship patterns. You may notice after you hang out with a certain person, you feel really high vibrational and energetic, or you feel really low and drained. And then you can adjust your lifestyle and the things that you're choosing accordingly in a way that allows you to honor your purpose and your energy centers, because we all start every day with this bank account full of 100% energy. And throughout the day, as we choose to invest it in different conversations, in different foods, in different activities, we spend that. And you can recharge that. Like for me, every time I sit in the sun, I'm refilling my energy bank. When I go work out, I'm refilling my energy bank. When I sit in gratitude, I'm refilling my energy bank. So there are things that add to that energy bank and there are things that take away. And so it's important to recognize the way that we interact with the world around us and the things that we are consciously choosing to invest our energy into. As we really integrate into this new timeline, we have this powerful blank canvas ahead of us. In fact, I recorded a meditation last week that allowed you to really paint this canvas and fill it with all of the desires of your soul. I really encourage you to listen to it if you haven't yet. But we are standing here before this blank canvas, and we have the ability right now, through our beliefs, through our conscious thoughts and actions, to design a whole new world for ourselves. And as the collective comes together and we all choose this high vibrational world of unity and community and love and heart centered service, as we choose it for ourselves, we choose it for the world. And so I honor the way that you're showing up now, and I encourage you to really look at the choices that you're making through your beliefs, your thought patterns, and your actions, and see how you can come even deeper into alignment with the desires of your soul. It's been so beautiful to be here with you today. I once again invite you to join me in the alignment container to really hone in on your energy centers. And you guys, I'm just sending you so much love in this moment, wrapping you in warmth and gratitude. Thank you for being here. I love you. As always, breathe deep and plan on miracles.